John is a physician, and perhaps that is one reason I do not get well sooner. You see, he does not believe I am sick. And what can one do if a physician of high standing and one's own husband assures friends and relatives that there is really nothing the matter with one but a temporary nervous depression, a slight hysterical tendency? What is one to do? So I take phosphates, whatever it is, and tonics and journeys and air and exercise, and am absolutely forbidden to work until I am well again. John says that the very worst thing that I can do is think about my condition, and I confess, it always makes me feel bad. So I will let it alone and talk about the house. A colonial mansion, a hereditary estate. I would say a haunted house, but that would be asking too much of fate. I said so to John one moonlight evening, but he said what I felt was a draft and shut the window. I get unreasonably angry with John sometimes. I'm sure I never used to be so sensitive. I think it's due to this nervous condition. He is very careful and loving and hardly lets me start without special direction. I don't like our room one bit. It is a big, airy room with windows that look all which ways, and air and sunshine galore. It was a nursery at first, and then a playground, I subjudge, because the windows are barred for little children. I never saw worse paper in my life. The color is repellent, almost revolting, a smoldering, unclean yellow strangely faded by the slow-turning sunlight. A dull, yet lucrid yellow in some places, and a sickly sulphur tint in others. Oh, here comes John. I must put this away. He hates to have me write a word. John is away all day, and even some nights when his cases are serious. I'm glad my case isn't serious. But these nervous troubles are dreadfully depressing. I suppose John was never nervous in his life. He laughs at me so about this wallpaper. You know this place is doing you good, he said, and then he held me in his arms and called me a blessed little goose. He has read enough about the beds and windows and things. It is as airy and comfortable as a room need wish. And I'm beginning to like the room, all but that horrid paper. There is a recurrent spot up in the pattern, where the pattern lolls like a broken neck, and two bulbous eyes stare at you upside down. They creep and crawl, up and down and sideways they crawl. Eyes everywhere. I never saw so much expression in an inanimate thing before. I suppose when this was used as a playground, they had to take all of the nursery things out. No wonder, I never saw such ravages as the children has made in here. The wallpaper, as I said before, is torn off in spots, and the floor is scratched and gouged and splintered, and the plaster itself is dug out here and there. And then there's this great heavy bed, which is all we found in here. Looks like it has been through wars. But I don't mind it a bit. Only the paper.